Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Skulk, continuing the stories of the Winds of Change. So that's a sudden transition. So we got all the backstories and stuff, and this whole place is done. I think we can go back to map. He said he wanted to check back at things, so we'll check around. Exit. The exit of town? Maybe. Huh.
Hey.
So what do you think about my room?
Well, it's a huge mess, for one. You should see mine. It's flawless. I'm actually tempted to start cleaning. But I know I shouldn't do that without permission. Last time I did that, I got into a whole mess of trouble. A story for another time, I guess. Or whenever you ask.
Very polite. I guess. Clean whatever you want. How are you married maid? What happened last time?
I saw a house so dirty I couldn't resist. It turned out to be Milas's spare study home. Everything was messed up, but with purpose. He said it took him months to recover. I messed with his stuff and threw his studies off. I'll never forgive myself for doing that. He said it was unbecoming of me. I had to look up the word, but I guess it's true. As a scribe in training, I need to show some class.
I guess these are options. I personally I would word some of these differently.
I'm pretty sure that's an understatement. I just can't stand when something is out of place. It drives me insane. Makes me freak out. Don't be offended if you see me messing around. Everything has an order. A perfect place it should be. I just like putting things where they belong.
I like that feeling too. I'm not a neat freak, but I like to be tidy. I like to be tidy, because if you have something just lying around, a dish in the sink, it's not useful just sitting there in the sink. Especially when if it's covered in gook, and slime and grime. All those things. It just gets there. Unusable until you clean it. And the longer it sits there, the longer it just keeps accumulating. It just gets its nastiness everywhere. It sticks to the next thing you put on top of it. So why not just clean it right when you're done using it? What, you're busy? You have no time to do it? Or you just don't want to? What's the point? It's just going to get dirty. It just keeps getting dirtier if you don't touch it. So, I like to be tidy. I'm not the perfect cleaning person, but yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. I was so scared you'd get mad at me. Give me a few minutes. I won't take long. Wait, why is there a sack of grain on the floor? Your cooking area is an absolute mess. This is going to take longer than I thought.
This is not me. This is not me. This is my character. He's the protagonist, so don't... You asking the protagonist the question. I gave him my name and he's already slandered it. I don't... No. I should do my own. How do you like being a scribe in training?
It's pretty great, actually. Everything is given to me by Valinor. Money, food, a house, you name it. I work with Valessa more than you, though. I'm kind of disappointed about that. We tend to roleplay real scenarios.
Ah, that's fun.
She'll take on your role, and I'll take on hers. Playing a scribe for a scribe. Best possible training. Unfortunately, I doubt I'll ever be a real one.
Why? Do I get input on who my scribe is?
I don't think there's any protocol for that. But I assume Milas has the final word there. Or whoever the Elder is at any given time. Sometimes you just have to go with the flow. But I hope you're not trying to say Valessa is bad.
No.
Is there something I'm not seeing here?
No! This is nice! I'd actually prefer to work with you. She's fine. More than fine, actually.
Whoa, do you have a thing for her?
Yeah!
I guess
think.
it's natural. You work together a lot. Never would have expected it, that's all.
Nah, she's sweet.
Wait, don't answer that question. I can't have any gossip on the brain. Whatever you feel, keep it private.
No problem. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, I really love climbing trees. Aside from that, I love reading and cleaning. It's a simple life here. But I have no problem with it. I have a lot of time off. Way more than Valessa. Honestly, I think I only do half of what she does. Just means I need to keep myself occupied.
Well, yeah. I mean, life has things to entertain people. Games, movies, sports, activities, going out, cooking. You gotta keep your sanity up. And even though people think sanity, like in the role of insanity in the sense, as well as in games or, in life, but people have sanity. And when sanity drops, it's not like you see shadows all the time or start seeing things all the time. It's more like just keeping yourself sane, happy. Just, if you start getting sad all of a sudden, or you just are bored, you're not happy, which means you're sane. You're not very sane. You may be sane, but you're not happy. You gotta keep yourself entertained. Find something that you enjoy to actually fill in your time. It's not wasting time unless you do it overtime, but then even then, you would be bored again because you're spending too much time trying to keep yourself happy instead of feeling productive. Because I tell myself, sure, games and movies and stuff like that are fun, but I don't feel happy the whole time I'm playing any game possible. I actually get tired of doing that because I feel unproductive. What am I doing to feel productive? Whatever time I can find myself able to do that, because I want to learn to cook. I want to learn something. I've learned a few things about flax seeds and how people made clothes together out of it. How to make the cloth. But that's me rambling. But yeah.
If you see me with cuts and bruises, don't freak out.
Ah!
I'm pushing myself to the limits, climbing bigger trees.
Cool.
Before you know it, I'll be on top of the grand tree.
Go for it.
Wait, seriously?
Sure.
That sounds awesome. I'll have to choose something easy then.
I appreciate that.
I don't want to throw you right into it. Valenorth needs you, and I won't screw that up. But it might be fun having an apprentice to teach.
Nice. How long have you been in training?
About 5 years less than Valessa. After the Triumvirate took over Mazeo, we were scared. So I think it was a worst-case scenario type of thing. Some people say that Mila's father trained him too. That's why he was able to take over so easily. That means he's like me, but for the position of Elder.
What happened to Mazeo? I hope nothing ever happens to Melissa.
Same. That would be awful. We're definitely like a small family here. I couldn't live without either of you. I feel weird, existing as a failsafe. But I'm free to do much more in my spare time. I love this position, and I'm glad to know both of you.
Me too to you. You seem like just a sweetheart. Ever thought about a job on the side?
I don't think I'm really allowed to do that. The training I go through is already mentally exhausting. I need to devote my spare time to blowing off steam.
Well, everyone has that. Alright. You do you.
Of course. This is under Milas' orders. I'm sure I could handle something if I really wanted. But getting in trouble with him really isn't worth it.
Nah. What would you do if you could? I could offer you some under-the-table work. That's pretty harsh if Milas is Milas to demand. Have you ever thought about quitting him? Scribe training? Nah, he seems to like it.
I could think of much worse things to do. Considering that, it's not too bad on my end. My life is simple, and there's some beauty in that. You and Valessa always seem so busy. I'd rather stay in my situation than be overworked. I'm sure you cope with it, but I doubt I could.
Yeah. Some people can only handle so much mentally and or physically, depending. You can be open-minded and free-willing in the mind, but your body can only do so much. Or you can have all the strength in the world, but your mind just can't take it all in. I'm not just referring to the stereotypical a big brawn but small brain, or big brain but small brawn. It's not just that either. There could be people with both of them, or neither of them, at a certain time. It all depends on where your strength lies.
I hope I never have to step up either. That would mean something terrible happened to Valessa. I don't even want to think about that. Let's move on.
Alright. What could you do if you could?
To be honest, I just like helping people. So probably cleaning up here and there, keeping tidy. I consider a day successful if I've made someone else smile.
That's me! That's me! I love making people happy. That's why I wanted to do YouTube. And, well, Twitch now, because actually my YouTube doesn't get seen very often because, well, 1 in how many million? Not 1 in a million, no, 1 in how many million? But Twitch, I've been getting some eyes, so I'm hoping that if people actually like sticking around on my Twitch, then maybe I can guide them over to my YouTube and see if that if they enjoy that. So they don't have to wait for me to come on, or if I'm not on Twitch, they can always watch other games I've played, and not just a game that I'm just playing over and over again. It's actually an adventure that I recorded and posted in my YouTube for like a library, an archive. But yeah, I love making people happy, like other YouTubers make other people happy, and myself.
Maybe I could be a problem solver or something. People always need some help, so I'd never go bored. It would always involve something new and exciting. Of course, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Milas says I'm not allowed to do any extra work. Training has to be my most important focus.
You do sound a lot like me. But you actually put in a lot of work. You don't have games in front of you all the time that kind of draw you in. In fact, I feel like if I actually lost my computer to games, if I lost all games, I probably wouldn't mind. Because then I'd actually look for things to learn about and actually put time towards something. I feel like I can. Because games are here, it just kind of draws me into a vortex. But doesn't mean I can't just quit any time I want. At a certain point, I should really actually do something like that about that. I can do some under-the-table work.
That sounds awesome. It really does. But I'd never hear the end of it from Milas. If I overload my brain with work, I'll slip up.
Nah.
He says I always need to be at the ready. Unfortunately, that leads to a lot of waiting around.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought too much spare time is an issue?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I do things I can always cut short. Climbing a tree? Just hop down and try again later. Cleaning? Just stop. The mess isn't going anywhere.
You are so logical! I love logic! And I love kids, mind you. They have such a sweet, adventurous little mind, because I know I was there, and their minds are still growing, so if you get irritated with a kid, it's gonna happen, because you learned, still learning, they're gonna learn over time. They have their minds, their sets of interests and all that, their feelings. It's gonna happen. You're gonna get annoyed with the kids at times. But where was I going with this? But anyways, I love logic, and kids don't always go with logic. They have an adventurous mind and just curiosity to everything. But as I grew up, I just started thinking, things need to make sense. I love things when things make sense, and he does too. You can have fun. You can jump if you have time. Feel free. But if you have only so much time, you don't know if anything it could be coming up at any moment. Are you going to be sitting yourself in a full-on project that you can't really put it to the side? That's probably not best in your kind of situation. But for him, he thought them through. The mess isn't going anywhere. It can always be cleaned up later. Not like he leaves any messes around anyways. But still. I'm not going to ask that, because I doubt... why would I ask that? He's happy. But just out of curiosity and for recording this.
Oh no, I could never do that to you. You need me, and all of Valinor needs me. I'm not as important. but I'm still important.
Yes! Yes, you are!
We're almost as important as the Elder, actually. He even looks to us for guidance sometimes. I love the job. It just has some downsides.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind leaving Valinor one day. But that's probably just because I'm not allowed to. You know what they say about wanting what you can't have.
Yes! A lot of people, a lot of kids do that. I'm not just pointing this at kids anyways. But, you know, everyone can dream of something that they can't have. But yeah. Last question. Or question slot. Do you like leaving in Valinor?
Yeah, it's great here.
Living.
Sometimes I wish I could leave, but it's dangerous out there. Mazeo is the closest city, and we all know what happened there.
Frost?
Balteus would be way too cold for me, and Dalarinthia would be way too warm. I think we have it perfect right here.
It would be nice. What are you telling me about Beletus?
Well, it's really far up north. The Triumvirate is stationed there. I've heard their castle is amazing. But I don't think too many people live there. From what I've read, it's full of their most loyal subjects. So they're honor guard, and prospective generals. I've heard they have a grand library, though. In Valinor, my reading material is really limited. I'd say a library like that makes up for the cult.
Alarinthia.
The tribal lands, to the far east. I know very little about Alarinthia, except that it's hot. You have to be really strong to live in a place like that. And that's who lives there, mostly. They take strength very seriously. And hold tournaments. Fighting is a big deal. It determines who holds the throne.
Some people are just really good at voice acting. They did really good for him. I can definitely get his voice in that face. That face perfect voice chosen. Lisa, I think that's her name. I know that was Lisa, but you know who I'm talking about. The voice for her, I can see it. But I think that when the voice actor was voicing her, she has a very strong S sound, like and you can hear it. You can agree with me, right? I only said it now, but every time she spoke, and every time she said an S, there's always that really sharp, close to the mic S sound. But other than that, she's a really good voice. I hope I could do the voice acting in something sometime. I think it would be fun. Acting would be fun.
But there's barely any books on it here. I'm really only educated on Valinor and Mazeo. Maybe someone else could teach you about Alarinthia.
Mazo.
It's the trade hub of Alestia, full of docks and ships. I really hate talking about this, so I'll make it quick. It's been over 20 years since the Triumvirate occupied it. They put a trade ban in effect as soon as they did. It doesn't affect me too much, except for a type of apple. My parents used to treat me with them when I was younger.
Treat you with them? Oh, treats, as in num-nums.
Hopefully one day they remove the stupid ban. They say it keeps order on things, but I'm not sure. More laws just means more rules to break, right?
Yeah. If you put laws that people don't like, or certain people don't like, some people will break under the pressure and just go, "You want to forget that law? My laws are meant to be broken, ha!" And then problems happen.
Anyway, yeah, Mazeo is a really interesting place. Everyone said the force they used to occupy it was justified. Eliminating piracy and bringing the law to Mazeo was necessary.
Maybe one day we'll get to leave Valinor.
That would be cool, but I highly doubt it. We have strict orders to remain in Valinor at all times, and Milas isn't the type of guy to let anyone break the rules. It's been this way for thousands of years. I don't think we'll get any special treatment. I mean, we can dream, but it won't really go anywhere.
I'm pretty helpful, actually. The pessimists, Forting.
It's called being a realist. I've come to terms with the life we have in Valinor. It took a while, but I'm sure you'll learn to do the same.
I'm realist. I'm very realist. I'm logical. But you can still dream, right? Does he talk with this? Soul has been above my bed for as long as I can remember. Similarly, can't do anything with us to fight. Fortane gave me it when we were younger. That's how we met. Never mind, we got what we got here for. Alright. All of that talking was 20 minutes. Will we be able to get much more chat out here? Oh, she has things to talk about. And we got backstory up here. Oh boy, this is actually going to take, you know? This might be a little longer episode because there's a lot of things that people could talk about. So, this might be a 30 to 40 minute video, depending.
Hey.
Hello. You like living in Valinor?
Yeah, of course I do. It's so peaceful and everyone is so nice. I don't think Valinor has any real downsides.
Hear that, S? She still has a good voice, and the character is just really, really nice. It's just the S keeps piercing my ears every time.
We're not plagued with piracy like Mazeo. Our hierarchy works, and we're always stable. If I ever got the chance to leave, I doubt I would.
Oh.
That's partly why I've never left the village. I know that Peregrino is out there in Salberg, but I've only heard stories. I've never actually been.
What can you tell me about Peregrino?
It's a watering hole, like a bar. It's popular for people on their way to Valinor. That's why it's called the Pilgrim's Tavern. It's a good business idea, in my opinion. The road to and from Valinor is long and arduous. I bet everybody wants to stop and grab a drink. At least, that's what I've heard. We don't get too many outsiders, but it's still in business. It makes me wonder if there's something more to that place.
Can you tell me about Silberg?
Apparently, each nation has a spirit idol. It's where the spirit realm reaches out into the physical world. Salberg is home to ours, but it's been closed off for a while.
Oh.
It happened around the time we were born, actually. So I've never actually seen one in person. Just in drawings that Fortim and I can find. You know how nature is supposed to hold spiritual energy? Well, that energy has to come from somewhere, right? The idol is actually what delivers it to the land.
Well, idols were made by someone, so someone made the idol, the spirit started feeling like this idol was pretty, and started living around the idol. I think.
But one idol can't cover all of Alestia. So, like I said, each nation is supposed to have their own. They're like national treasures, to be heavily guarded.
Those S's weren't that bad. Sounds like good S's. We might have to leave someday, you know.
I'm not holding my breath, to be honest. We're rather self-sustaining here in Valinor. As long as we have seers and scribes, we'll be good. Everything pertaining to our livelihood can be foreseen. So far, we haven't had to forge any alliances or treaties. And remember, it's been this way for thousands of years.
No doubt, yeah.
Not that I'm against alliances or anything like that, but we have no purpose to leave, so I probably won't. I need to stay where my role is deemed most important.
What is working with 14 like?
It's an experience, to say the least. His attention span isn't the best, you know. He'll zone out in the middle of our studies. And he always finds a way to make things humorous. It can be somewhat frustrating when I'm trying to teach him, but maybe that's just me, and I need to loosen up a little.
Humor is nice to have. It matters on how far someone goes. Some people think it's funny to do something, but some people, in their mind, it's not, they weren't doing too much and they want to carry it on, but sometimes for the opposite end, the person that you're trying to humor is having too much of it. You're carrying this one on too long, man. He needs to calm down a little, yeah. You take things a little too seriously. As long as we all get along in the end, it doesn't matter. That sounds more like the neutral route. Because one is siding with another. Like, this is like telling her, well, loosening things up is... Yeah, I feel like this might be it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But we're in positions that are very sacred. If we don't take this seriously, we'll end up failing.
Well, no, there's time for seriousness. And then there's... Okay, I get what you mean.
Maybe I'm just picking up Fortin's slack. I feel like the villagers hold us to a certain standard. If it were just him, he'd fall way short of those standards.
Alright, I see. I mean, it's not good to be all stuck up or anything, but I don't think you're that. It's more like you're being logical in the situation. You're nice. You're caring. And that's what matters. You're taking the right times to be serious. Certain things need to be serious. But they don't have to be heavy serious. I guess that's... Maybe it's just how my mind wants things to be. I know when things are serious, but sometimes we need to lighten the mood a little bit. But still take things as seriously as they should be. That's just my mind working that way.
I must sound like an awful person right now.
No.
I just feel like we all need to act professionally.
No. You don't. You are not an awful person. You can't hear me, but you're not an awful person. But we don't need to act professionally. Professionals. Well, I guess depending on... there's certain times. Yeah. I get it. Are you all prepared for the ceremony?
Yeah, definitely. I've been preparing for weeks. It's not too complicated, at least for me. It might be a little harder for you. But basically, just recite after Milas. After that, it's one big celebration. My role is minimal. This is your special day.
Aw.
As long as you can handle the spotlight, you're good.
Nope.
You won't have to memorize anything, or make a huge speech.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm just not good under the center of attention of many eyes and expectations. Because even though I can keep calm under myself going, I can't give you anything you're looking for. But then everyone starts looking down on you and, well, it's your fault for thinking that you're putting so much of your standards on me. I'm me. And yes, I can do well. I might just disappoint you because you might have too much standard. Why are we only doing this now?
Apparently, Milas' father was caught up in other things. It must have been important to shun something like this. I wonder if it's related to his disappearance. Anyway, that's why it hasn't happened until now. It's supposed to happen when you're much younger, but I don't see any reason why it can't happen now.
What's the whole purpose of the ceremony?
You pledge yourself to Valinor and its protection. Until the end of your days, you'll serve our village. In return, you pretty much get to live a life of luxury.
Oh no.
The benefits are amazing, and a long time coming. I hear you'll get a house near Milas and loyal servants. You have to be stress-free. Mental strain affects visions.
I understand why then. It's just, when you're in a high position, sometimes people think highly of you, or a certain way of you, and when you are looking like you get the lap of luxury, people get jealous of that and then start looking down on you going, what did he get, what did he do, or what did he have to do, or something like that to get all that and whatnot. And then you just automatically get automatic haters, or likers, whatever the take is, just for being in a position. So kind of be on low-key and getting a small group of people liking you or something like that, like a group of friends, instead of getting highly well-known out there just for being something or some position. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just a mindset. Maybe things are just fine. But even if I get a lap of luxury, I'm not going to just let things happen, because I want to feel productive. So, I didn't ask for this role. Isn't that a bit excessive? Yeah, I'll say that.
It might be, but that doesn't mean it's not awesome. You're the most important person in Valinor, remember? You should be treated with as much respect as possible.
And not pampered. Hopefully not pampered.
I'm sure you can turn that stuff down. But it'd be the first time in history that anyone did.
I will be.
I think you need to take it. And get rid of your stress.
Stress-free is nice. But I still feel like I should do something. When does it start?
As soon as the sun starts to set. So likely we still have a few hours. Plenty of time to meet with Milas.
Hmm.
This only happens once a generation, so I'm not sure. But I've heard that it goes until the sun starts to rise.
Holy crap.
That's a bit too much for me. We'll see how long I can last.
Same here. I'll probably fall asleep amongst the crowd.
From what I've seen, you're pretty stressed today. I think the ceremony and the party will help you unwind.
Maybe.
After it's done, we can take care of whatever we need to.
Ah, thank you. Well, I guess we'll have to get the backstory later. Even though I wanted to fit everything in here, it's just going to be too cram-packed in this one episode. It's like we're just getting a little bit of extra dialogue in each one of these episodes instead of progression. Because Fortame, he wanted to see things before he left. And yeah, I'm going to do that for him. And if I can talk to Valessa, I'm going to do as well. And get some more backstory? Why not? So thank you guys. Thank you guys for stopping by. And, well, if you're still here, the first and second episode are probably just more like the, are you interested? Do you like it? And anything after that, you're here because you're curious. Along with me. What the story holds. I love good stories, and this feels like it's going to be a good story. So thanks for stopping by. Until I see you guys again. Have a great day, everyone.